A WWE Tag Team Champion Jade Cargill's recent injury confirms what fans have speculated all along. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championship is cursed. How? Well, we'll explain. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now, while skeptics believe so-called curses are merely coincidence, it's hard to look at the bad things that have happened to female superstars who held a title as well as the title itself. The WWE revived its Women's Tag Team Championship during the height of the Women's Revolution in 2019, with the Boss and Hug connection of Sasha Banks and Bayley becoming the inaugural champions. But it didn't take long for the controversy to surround the belts after Banks and Bayley dropped the belts at WrestleMania 35, with Banks disappearing from WWE television for months, with rumors that she was upset after losing the title less than 2 months after winning them. The titles hit another speed bump, this time in May of 2022, when champion Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out on WWE, resulting in the promotion vacating the titles. The WWE subsequently held a tournament to crown new champions, with Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah winning the belts, only to drop them 2 weeks later. In April of 2023, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez won the belts, but Morgan injured her shoulder, leading to her and Raquel vacating the title. In a bizarre coincidence, or further proof that the title is hexed, Dakota Kai was injured in the same match as Liv, leading to Dakota missing months due to an ACL tear. Fast forward to July 2023 when Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville won the belts, only for Deville to suffer a torn ACL. This time the WWE allowed Green to pick a new partner and Piper Niven became the tag team champion alongside Chelsea. But the injury bug struck again recently with Jade Cargill suffering a reported neck injury, leaving a tag team partner Bianca Belair in limbo. A rumor has it that the WWE will vacate the titles, but it's unclear what's next. As several analysts have pointed out, the WWE had 2 tournaments going on to crown the Women's United States Champion and Women's Intercontinental Champion. The WWE may opt to go with a match between the 2 top contenders, which could be anyone, as the WWE infrequently has the belts defended. They could go with a fatal 4-way match, run a tag team battle royal, or vacate the belts for the time being. Given the surprising number of injuries and the many times that WWE has had to pull a do-over, it's understandable why some fans feel the title is cursed. However, even if you don't buy into the idea of a curse affecting wrestlers, the WWE's atrocious booking of the title reeks of dark forces conspiring to ruin the belt and the champions themselves. First, buried champions. And one of the title's biggest problems is its failure to get over its champions. Titles are meant to show that a wrestler is exceptional and worth the fans' time, but that's rarely been the case with the champions. Other than Damage Control, it's challenging to think of any team other than the veterans who have enjoyed that prestigious title reign. While teams like the Kabuki Warriors, Becky Lynch and Lita and others have proven star power, they didn't need the titles, and whatever legitimacy they gave the titles quickly faded due to the lousy booking that followed their reigns with weak champions or injury-plagued teams. The infrequent title defenses. Another reason for having a championship is to spotlight champions and challengers, but that's rarely been the case with the Women's Tag Team Champions. For instance, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, who previously held the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship, jumped to the main roster with fans expecting big things. Well, they got that when Carter and Chance won the Women's Tag Team Championship on Raw in December 2023. However, with infrequent TV appearances, let alone matches, the champions seemed to disappear. They dropped the belts less than a month later and then faded into the background. As a result, fans who hadn't watched them on NXT had little if any idea what their work was like or what made them different than the WWE's other talents. The titles have also failed to elevate talent. The WWE deserves credit for putting the titles on some prestigious teams, including all-star teams like Charlotte Flair and Asuka, and established powerhouses like the Kabuki Warriors and the Boss and Hug connection. Unfortunately, the WWE hasn't utilized these teams to help elevate talent, which is one of the cornerstones of any wrestling championship. One of the biggest failures is with the NXT teams who have jumped to the main roster and won the belts, only to gain nothing from their victory. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance are only just one example. Another is the unholy union of Alba Fire and Illa Dawn, who won over fans with their spooky gimmick and in-ring skills. However, up until June's clash at the Castle Scotland, the team was a non-entity, presumably only appearing at the PLE because it was in their homeland of Scotland. Whatever the reason, the WWE had Fire and Dawn win the belts. However, the win and the team's subsequent booking failed to elevate them. First, the team won the belts in a triple threat, pinning one of the challengers rather than the champions of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Second, the champions' title defenses were limited, resulting in the fans getting few opportunities to see them to show why they were deserving champions. The champions then lost the belts back to Belair and Cargill, which made their initial win look like a fluke and their title reign look weak as they rarely defended the belts. A storyline prop. Now, it's sometimes argued that the champions are a little more than props to forward storylines. Whilst there's some truth to that argument, a title can create an engaging storyline where a challenger chases a champion, or even something as simple as a wrestler stealing a title belt and the champion having to go after it. The title should be used to put the champions and any challengers over, making the fans actually care about the title and the wrestlers involved. Regrettably, the WWE's weak booking of the Women's Tag Team Championship has devalued the title, making it inconsequential and doing nothing to help the wrestlers linked with it. One of the best examples of how the title has been devalued is Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler's reign. Ironically, Rousey spoke out about wanting to use her and her bestie Shayna Baszler's star power and reputation as legitimate badasses to elevate the title. Instead, the title became a vanity project for Rousey and Baszler, surprise surprise, with the two routinely dismantling opponents and making the entire women's tag division look weak. Compounding the problem was the indefensible decision to merge the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship with the main roster titles. It would have been fine if the main roster titles had been defended frequently on NXT, but this never happened. And just when fans thought it couldn't get any worse, Rousey and Baszler dropped the belts to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, only for the title switch to come after Baszler turned on Ronda, applying the Kirifuda clutch to incapacitate her. The challengers won the belts, but it was the weakest way possible, especially as they were babyfaces and they seemed happy to get an easy win rather than earn it. Baszler's attack on Rousey culminated in the match at SummerSlam, which supposedly was designed to elevate Baszler before Rowdy Ronda left the WWE. Rousey and Baszler's title reign was nothing but a means to further their feud, which boiled down to one match and did nothing to put Baszler over. It failed to elevate the title, it made the entire women's tag division look hapless, and Morgan Rodriguez's winner was the equivalent of someone winning a scratch-off lottery ticket only to win $10. So is the title even worth keeping? Should it be scrapped? The WWE Women's Tag Team Championship is worth keeping around as it is a potential way to showcase talents who the WWE don't seem to have time to book in singles matches, to change things up, or to pair a veteran with a newcomer to hopefully get the rookie over. But the problem, of course, is that the WWE has failed to do this with the title, and there's no reason to think that things will ever change. Fans could talk about how much creative has improved under Triple H compared to Vince McMahon, but Triple H's booking of the women's tag titles has been bad, if not worse than Vince McMahon's. Sadly, the WWE may want to put the titles on hold until it figures out a proper strategy for them to use them effectively. What do you guys think? Are the tag titles cursed? Should they just be scrapped? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.